Hello lovely people, this week I am back with a quick review of The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton.
Sophie Vlogs.
I mentioned this book really recently in my birthday book haul because it was a gift for my birthday, and I said in that it was one of the best books I've read so far this year, and I firmly stand by that, and I just wanted to have a little spoiler-free chat about why. Our book is set at Blackheath Manor, which is a big manor house, private grounds, all that sort of thing, in I think the 1920s, and essentially our narrator has to try and solve the murder of Evelyn Hardcastle. And each day he wakes up in a different person's body. And he has a limited amount of time in which he has to solve this murder, or it will just keep repeating endlessly. And that's essentially the premise. And each time he wakes up in a new body, he is affected by that person's personality, by their strengths, by their weaknesses, and we have to see if he's able to do it. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on, obviously, but that's it, it's cool. So the first thing I really liked is there were lots of bits of this that kind of reminded me of Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None, insofar as it's sort of like a closed location murder mystery, if that makes sense. So like with And Then There Are None, they're all trapped on an island, and so they like physically can't leave, whereas in this, because of forces that are outside of his control, our narrator is continuously trapped in like this loop, and there's no way for him to stop it apart from solving the murder. So that was just like an interesting take on that sort of type of murder mystery, if you will. I also really enjoyed seeing how the different people he's in, all of those different experiences that encompasses. So for example, you get to observe different class differences. You very much get to see like the upstairs and the downstairs of the house. So through our narrator being put in different people's bodies, a lot of characters who start off as like archetypes, if you will, not just the people that he is in, but also the people he interacts with. You get to see them in this much more complex way as it goes on. So people that you might have thought were like slightly one-dimensional, oh, they are this figure. Actually, as the story goes on, you discover more about them, and you get to see more sides of them, and as you're piecing the mystery together, you're sort of revealing more about the people at the heart of it. And I think that's what I really liked about this, is because you are like trapped in many ways. It's not like the biggest like plot-heavy book. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's very character-driven, and the plot is about trying to solve this murder mystery and going over things and over things and over things. So maybe you're not having much of like a, you know, we're not going on a journey, for example, that sort of thing. But I really liked this character focus, and this sort of like, I think the key thing that I really enjoyed about this is the way it sort of makes you question up like what makes a person who they are. So like, I feel like at the heart of this, you've got all of these questions about, can a person change who they are fundamentally at their core? Are people doomed to repeat their same mistakes? Can you break out of cycles? And I don't know, just so much to do with that topic. I don't want to go into it much further because I don't want to do spoilers and stuff like this, but like, so much to do with that, and the way that relationships change as this book goes on, and how you discover things about what's happened previously. I just really feel like it really did shine a light on human nature, which is what good murder mysteries do, I feel like. They examine not just like the dark parts of human nature, but also like the good parts of human nature. So yes, I'll leave it there because we're like dangerously close to going to like spoilers. But I really enjoyed this book. I had a really fantastic time reading it. It was very gripping. It's a bit of a hefty one, depending on like what types of books you like to read, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I will be keeping an eye out for what Stuart Turton does next. If you've read this, I would love to hear your thoughts. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments below. If you have any murder mystery recommendations, that would be super. I don't read murder mysteries too much because I creep myself out if I read too many of them in one go, but recommendations always welcome. Other than that, I hope you're having a super lovely day, and I will see you next week for something different.